So, you've just booked your first cruise. Congratulations! Now you just have to look forward to everything on the ship that you're going to have to pay for, and some things you don't.
We are going to tell you about all of the things that are complimentary and included in that fare that you just paid for your cruise.
Today, on This Happy Place. Hi friends!
And welcome back to This Happy Place.
We are somewhat experienced cruisers and have had more than our fair share of expenses on cruise lines. We've gotten pretty good at knowing what we have to pay for and what we can get for free.
If you are new here, welcome. My name is Taylor.
And I'm Jake.
And we love to cruise. So today we're talking about complimentary things on cruises because you might not know what you have to pay for and what you don't.
There are some general things that pretty much apply to all cruise lines and some specific things that are unique to each cruise line. So depending on who you're cruising with, you're going to want to pay attention.
And make sure that you are doing the research for your specific cruise line. We're going to go over everything generally, but know that it may differ depending on who you're cruising with.
For sure. So let's get down to it.
If you have already booked your cruise, you most likely have picked your room or decided to go with a guaranteed stateroom. If you are watching this video in preparation of booking, know that when you pay for your cruise, you're going to pay your fare, which is the base price, plus port fees and taxes on top of that. But what does that base fare cover? So the first and main thing that fare is going to cover is your room. The room is going to be a different size depending on what category you bought it in, but every room, of course, is going to have 1 to 4 beds or more if you are going real fancy, but generally 1 to 4 beds. 2 of the beds can be pushed together to make 1 bed if you're traveling as a couple. And you're also gonna have the basics, a bathroom, of course. It's going to be small, just be prepared for that. And then usually a couch of some sort, a desk area, a mini fridge, and either a balcony, a porthole, or nothing if you have a fully inside stateroom. And with that room, you're also going to have your stateroom host or hostess that will help you out throughout the cruise by cleaning, taking out your trash, and usually there is turn down service in the evenings for your bed as well.
Next, let's talk about food. All 3 of the major cruise lines, Royal Caribbean, Carnival, Norwegian Cruise Line, all offer some kind of complimentary dining option on board your ship.
Of course, these eateries are going to differ by ship. So for instance, on Royal Caribbean, you're gonna have your main dining room where you're gonna be able to find usually breakfast and dinner with most likely a reserved time that you have to show up for dinner in order to be seated. But you're also gonna have the Windjammer, which is the buffet on board the ships. And there's other complimentary options too. Some in adult only areas, some are just pizza places that you can grab a quick lunch, and of course, your soft serve ice cream. Never pass up on that.
Just because some of those smaller complimentary dining options on Royal aren't the main dining room or the buffet, don't poo-poo them. There's some good stuff in there. Cafe Promenade or Park Cafe have some excellent sandwiches, salads, soups, things like that you can get that I'm sure you can find in the buffet or you can put them together yourself, but they are ready-made for you in those places. You can grab them, you can go eat them, and they are great.
And we know for sure on Royal, but I think the other cruise lines also have different menus that are generally based around a theme each night. So there's gonna be an Italian night, a Caribbean night, a seafood night. So the menu in the main dining halls is always gonna change. Don't think when you go there the first night that menu you get is going to be the same for every night of your cruise. You will have different options, and there's usually so many good and interesting things on those menus.
So Royal Caribbean has lots of great options, and Carnival is all about variety as well. Generally, on your Carnival ships, not all, but on every Carnival ship, you are going to have your main dining room and a buffet option of some type. Usually it's referred to as the Lido Marketplace. But you have other options as well, like Guy's Burger Joint, Blue Iguana Cantina, all of those sort of
grab and go.
Yeah, they're not specialty, but they're a little bit different than what you're going to find at the main dining room or the buffet. Now, we haven't sailed on a Carnival ship yet, so we can't really speak to the quality very much, but maybe we have one coming up soon, and we'll be better able to inform you then.
So make sure you're subscribed because we have 3 cruises booked. One of them might be on Carnival.
Maybe.
Which will be our first. And also, if you want to know what those cruises are, stay tuned next week. We might have a little trip announcement coming up.
Plus an extra special something for you, our favorite YouTube viewers.
Norwegian is going to be similar. You're going to have your main dining rooms, plus your buffet, which is usually the garden cafe. And what is unique about Norwegian is they have an anytime dining style. So you're not going to have a set time that you need to arrive at the restaurant for dinner. When you're hungry, after it's open, you can go anytime and have seating anywhere and enjoy dinner, which is unique to Norwegian. So we do love that about Norwegian, and we've had really good food on Norwegian too. So you can't go wrong with any of them.
For sure. I love the flexibility. When we've sailed with Norwegian in the past, that is something that has just left our days so open to our own choices, not being tied to a certain dining time. And much like the other cruise lines, you don't have to go to the buffet or the main dining room. There are other great options like the Local, which serves great pub food and drinks pretty much all day, anytime the main dining room is open, that kind of thing. Their hours do tend to vary by ship and by itinerary, so just check with your specific cruise if you're going with Norwegian.
So a lot of your food is going to be covered when sailing the 7 seas. But there are upcharges too. Know that if you want to eat at specialty dining, you'll have to pay extra. Even in the main dining hall, there'll be items that you can add on that aren't upcharged. Things like lobster or maybe a filet mignon. It'll be noted, so you won't order it and be like, what? They charged me for this? It'll say what it costs. But there are things like that too. If you want it to be a little fancier, you're gonna have to pay, but you absolutely don't have to. The food is great on all of these cruise lines. Next up, we are going to move on to the entertainment. This is going to be somewhat similar across the cruise lines, with each ship and each line offering their own specialties.
Royal Caribbean is known for their jaw-dropping Broadway-style shows in their main theater. In addition to that, they have so many activities on board. Everything from mini golf to rock walls to ice skating. They have their aqua theater. They usually have some kind of evening aqua-themed acrobat aerial stunt show that is incredible.
On some of their ships.
Again, check your itinerary and your cruise line to see what entertainment options are available.
As for Norwegian and Carnival, you're also going to get theater-style shows. These are going to range from large productions to more intimate affairs. You can see live music kind of everywhere throughout the ship, on the pool deck, in the different bars, in lounges. We really like to do that. There are going to be comedy shows, sometimes jugglers. There are going to be ventriloquists.
Magicians.
You name it, you might see a form of entertainment on these ships. And they're always very, very talented. And it's fun to just go and sit and listen and realize that you're on a giant ship in the middle of the ocean and it's included with your fare.
And if you're looking for something a little bit more relaxed or low-key, don't forget to check your cruise app or your daily guide for your cruise, because there are always things like trivia and game shows and talks from the crew to tell you about how the ship operates.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of stuff like that that happen around the ship. So just check your app, check your daily planner, and see what you might be interested in. There's no shortage of things to keep you entertained, and they're all included with your fare.
Moving on to beverages. I'm sure you are aware that specialty drinks and alcoholic beverages are not included. You are gonna have to pay extra for that. But what is included? What can you get to drink on these cruise ships?
It's a very good question because it does vary by ship. So for example, on Royal, you're going to get glassed water, not bottled water, as well as lemonade, teas, some flavored waters out of the dispenser machines in places like the buffet or any of the complimentary eating locations.
And don't forget coffee.
Ooh, yes, the coffee right out of the large, like industrial type coffee machines that look like they hold about 80 gallons of coffee. Yeah, that coffee is included, but coffee in specialty coffee places, like if your ship has a Starbucks or a more specialty coffee place, those drinks aren't going to be included unless you purchase a specific drink package.
Carnival and Norwegian are similar. You're going to get really the water, juice, coffee, tea options across the board. Norwegian sometimes will have flavored water stations. So if you want to feel a little fancy with some lemon water, some cucumber water, you can hydrate that way. I'm gonna jump in here just with another cruise line briefly, and that's to say that if you're sailing on Disney Cruise Line does include soda. So if you want your Gatorade or Powerade, I'm not sure which one they have on the ship.
It's Powerade.
Oh yeah, of course it is.
Powerade.
I should know better.
It's blue Powerade.
Yes, and your sodas, that you can get those. You do not have to pay extra on Disney. And I think maybe Virgin too.
Ooh.
I think.
Okay, last that we're going to talk about, but certainly not least, all of the cruise lines we've discussed here do include complimentary access to things like their pools, their hot tubs, seating areas at their pools, and
the gym.
If you're cruising with the plan of going to the gym, know that that is included with your fare, like everything else that we just mentioned.
Classes and different things usually aren't, but if you just want to go and lift some weights or walk on a treadmill, you can just walk right in and jump right on. Royal Caribbean takes it a step further on a lot of their ships, actually. They are going to have zip lining, which is included. They have ice skating, which is included and was on my bucket list. Finally got to check that off last year. Ice skating at sea. It was pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
And they, along with some of the other lines, have rock walls, which is pretty scary, but also really cool.
One other included area of the ship that you'll have access to if you're over the age of 18 are the adult-only areas. Now, this is, of the cruise lines we've talked about, unique to Royal and Carnival. They each have their own adult-only areas where obviously you have to be an adult to go into, and usually those areas have their own pool and their own hot tub and their own little place where you can get food. Norwegian does have an adult-only area, but you have to pay for it. So that's why we're not really including too many details about it here in this video.
Disney actually also has an included adult-only area too, so you can leave your children somewhere else and go there and escape them.
Yeah.
But don't tell them we told you to do that. So, pools, jacuzzis, gym, loungers, comfortable seating areas in the library, access to lounges if you just want to hang out and chill. All included. You don't have to pay extra for that. And a lot of the ships have a little library. If you want to go and borrow a book, you finished yours quickly and you need something to read, and they usually have board games you can use too. So as far as relaxing activities and areas to hang out, you're not going to be short on them on any cruise line on any ship.
So whether you're a foodie, a show lover, or you just want to relax, all three cruise lines that we referenced here, Norwegian, Royal, Carnival, they've all got plenty of complimentary options to help you make the most of your vacation.
You could very easily book a cruise and not spend an extra penny on the cruise if you wanted to. You're gonna be missing out on some things like alcoholic drinks, excursions, and
specialty dining options.
Yeah.
Some of the restaurants on board these ships are really unique and offer some things that you're just not going to find in the buffet or main dining room.
But it's 100% not a necessity, and you are not required to do those things. So if you save up the money and you say, I'm going on this cruise and I'm gonna lay by the pool all day and I'm gonna eat the food they give me, there is nothing wrong with that. And I think you'll still have a really great vacation.
That's it for today's video. We hope you found this helpful. If you did, consider subscribing. Leave us a like, comment down below what type of information you want from us next. Are you a first-time cruiser? Are you an experienced cruiser? What advice do you have for us and the rest of the community?
And as we said, and you just said, make sure you're subscribed. We have a fun video next week, and then we actually will be sailing very, very soon, which means new vlogs for you, and you're not gonna wanna miss them. So until then, and until next time, stay magical. Bye.
Hot.
We are going to tell you all about the things that are complimentary and included.
Incrusted.
Yeah. Plus port teas.
Port teas.
2 of the
What happened to this? Why is there so
Nothing,
much
don't
yellow
worry
on
about it.
Okay.
I didn't put my sandwich down on it earlier.
Oh, it's mustard. Okay. I love that flexibility about Norwegian's cruise line. Norwegian's
Cruise line.
Da 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 da. All right.